Got it tuned in to listener-powered KEXP 90.3 FM, KEXP.org. All around the world. Just heard some Elliott Smith there, his version of 13. Laura Marlin taking on the Jackson C. Frank classic, Blues Run the Game. And H.C. McIntyre starting off that set. Really excited. We've got Phoebe Bridgers here live in the studio with us today. So honored to have you here with us. Why don't you just take it away?
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You grew up and we spent a week in the cold, just long enough to walden it with you. Any longer it would have got old. Singing Ace of Spades when Lemmy died, but nothing's changed, LA's alright. I'm sleeping in my bed again and getting in my head, and then walk around the reservoir. And you must have been looking for me, sending some more hoax signals. Pelicans circling, burning trash out on the beach. One of your eyes is always half shut. Something happened when you were a kid. I didn't know you then, and I'll never understand why it feels like I did. House sin is now in an 80s sedan. You slept inside of it because your dad lived in a campground in the back of a van. You said that song will creep you out till you're dead. And you must have been looking for me, sending some more hoax signals. Pelicans circling, burning trash out on the beach. I wanna live at the Holiday Inn where somebody else makes the bed. We'll watch TV while the lights on the street put all the stars to death. It's been on my mind since Bowie died, just checking out to hide from life. All of our problems, I'm gonna solve them with you riding shotgun, speeding 'cause I'm the cops. And you must have been looking for me, future's unwritten, the past is a corridor. I'm at the exit, looking back through the hole. You are anonymous, I am a concrete wall.
Phoebe Bridgers live here on 90.3 KEXP, KEXP.org, all around the world. Just played a sold-out show last night at the Crocodile. That's coming off the debut from last year's Smoke Signals. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today as well. You got some great shows coming up, a lot of festivals. You're supporting the National, you're supporting American football, Sylvan Esso coming up. What are you looking forward to playing live here?
Yeah, all of it.
All of it.
All of it. Yeah, I love playing live. It's really fun.
Yeah, you've been doing a lot of touring in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've been doing a lot of collaborating as well, a lot of cool collaborations. You've done a couple with our good friend Noah Gunderson.
Yes, indeed.
The Stones cover that you did early on, and then you did a new version of your song Killer earlier this year. How did that work out?
Noah was just like, I have a crazy idea. Let's do it in Seattle. And we'd never done it before. And yeah, they're just, Abby and Noah are just so magical at music that it just, all I had to do was like stand there and let them work it out. It was unreal.
Yeah, they're awesome. We love them. And you've collided with Lord Huron, Connor Oberst. You were part recently of the Eau Claire's women's choir at the Great Eau Claire's Festival. What was that like?
It was crazy. This woman who I love, who's super talented, her name's Chastity Brown. She was like kind of leading the charge on all the songs and picking a lot of the songs. And she had kind of the strongest voice out of all of us. And we were supposed to perform on the Saturday, and she went a little too hard on the Friday and just didn't show up for our set. So we were like, oh, what do we know without Chastity? And we just kind of like made up a bunch of stuff, and like Julian Baker and my, like the very small percentage of our personalities that are type A, we're like, okay, you do this, you do this, you do this. And it was so quick and like thrown together. And then yeah, we played this like Jillian Welch cover, and Justin saw the set and was like, oh, do that during my set tonight. And we're like, what? Yeah, it was really fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, a great group of musicians involved in that. And what are the challenges of working with other folks versus just playing by yourself and with the band you're familiar with?
I think I've relaxed over time working with other people. It used to make me really nervous, and now I look forward to it a lot. I feel like I've learned something from everybody I've ever collaborated with, and if you just relax into that, it can be really nice. Whereas I feel like now when I play by myself, I have nobody to like lean on. It's, if you mess up, you're messing up, and there's something kind of nice about collaborating. And if you mess up live or whatever, you just like look at someone and you're like, we're going through this together. So yeah, it's fun. I like collaborating.
Cool. Who would you like to collaborate with that you haven't had a chance to?
Ooh, so many. I feel like maybe Nick Cave.
Okay.
I feel like he'd scare me, but also, you know what I mean? Like, he's so funny in interviews and stuff, but I feel like he would still intimidate me and I'd be really nervous.
Yeah, Cheryl had an amazing interview with him at one point here on the air.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, so glad you guys could join us here today. You ready for another song?
Yeah, totally.
For what you did, and I'm
Phoebe Bridgers live on KEXP 90.3 FM. Thanks so much for playing that song. That sounded awesome. That was Motion Sickness, again from last year's debut, Stranger in the Alps. Why don't you introduce the folks you brought in here with you today?
Yeah, I have Nick White on the keys, Harrison Whitford on the guitar, Emily Retzis on the bass, and Marshall Vore on the drums.
How did you get together with these musicians?
A jumble of things. I met Nick through Connor Oberst. Harry is my best friend, who I've known forever. I met him on Facebook. Emily met through mutual friends again. I know you can't tell on the radio, but we look exactly the same. And then Marshall Vore I met through Ryan Adams, who's playing it with Ryan at the time, who I met through Harry. Yeah, just a cool little collection.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for everybody stopping by here. Again, you played a show last night at the Crocodile. Going to be moving on down to Oregon later today. I've heard you're quite the record collector.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Actually, someone gave me an Elliott Smith 7-inch at the show last night.
Uh-oh.
I was too embarrassed to tell him I have like 3 copies of them. But
You can't have too many.
But yeah, it's cool. It's the one with like Alphabet Town, the weird
The
version.
cover?
And
No.
it's like I just used my hands to describe something on the radio. I can't remember what the cover is, but yeah, it's a cool 7-inch.
Sweet. Yeah. How does the album as an art form inform how you put together an album, your debut?
Weirdly, I'm actually really bad at sequencing.
Uh-huh.
I make people do it for me when I think about that kind of stuff. Many people sequenced my album for me. But I do think about that. I think even though streaming is so popular, I do think about like side A, side B a lot. So I guess that probably mostly. It's like you think about it as 2 separate halves.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And as a fan of records, you should stop by. We have a Light in the Attic record store here about 100 feet away from us right now, too, if you have time.
Dude, amazing.
Seattle, a great store, a great amount of stores in this town, too, if you need to do record shopping. On your downtime, I hear you like to binge watch TV, too. What's in your queue right now?
But so much stuff is in my queue. Like, this is actually lucky, but on tour, I don't get much time to binge watch stuff, which is probably healthy for my brain. But when I feel like lonely or homesick, I watch like Gilmore Girls.
That could be my favorite show of all time.
No way.
Seriously.
Wow,
Seriously.
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I'm currently deep into Dawson's Creek.
Okay.
I had never watched it
have to
before,
check
and
that.
loving things like the Gilmore Girls and like the OC and like
comforting.
It is. There's something extremely comforting about getting wrapped up in a story that you're not a part of, but
And I've never been a Friends person ever.
No.
Can't do Friends.
Yeah.
It's the worst. Everybody wake up. Friends is the worst. Gilmore Girls is like, I think it does that same thing for me though.
Yeah.
Like that people like about Friends, like, oh, it's just safe and their little world is so regular and like these are their little cute little problems. So yeah.
No, yeah, it's a lovely, comforting show. Well, why don't you play a couple more tunes for you, and then we'll chat a little bit more.
Sweet.
Yeah. So this next one is an unreleased song.
Yeah, I never really fully recorded it. It's a song I wrote when I was a teenager, so I kind of never play it because it's very clear that I wrote it when I was a teenager. But yeah, thought might as well. You guys have a nice studio here, so I'm gonna play it.
Cool. Thanks.
If you were a teacher, I would fail your class, take it over and over till you notice me. If you were a waiting room, I would never see a doctor. I would sit there with my first aid kit and bleed. I wanna be the power ballad that lifts you Yes, I know whatever happens to me, I know it's for the better. And when broken bodies are washed ashore, who might ask for more, but you're breathing in my open mouth. You're the gun in my lips that will blow my brains out. I wanna make you drive all night just because I said maybe you should come over. Wanna make you fall in love as hard as my poor parents' teenage daughter. She'll be the best you ever had if you let her. No, it's for the better. 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 I never grew up with you, and you're not my waiting room.
Phoebe Bridgers live on 90.3 KEXP, KEXP.org, all around the world. Unreleased song called Waiting Room. That was lovely.
Thanks.
You want to play another song from your debut from last year?
Yes. This one's called Scott Street. It's actually about a place called Scott Avenue. Don't tell anyone. I made it up.
Walking Scott Street feeling like a stranger, with an open heart, open container. I've got a stack of mail and a tall can. It's a shower beer, it's a payment plan. There's helicopters over my head. Oh, every night when I go to bed, I'm spending money and I earned it. But when I'm lonely, that's when I'm burning. Do you feel ashamed when you hear my name? she got her degree. I said that makes me feel old, and you said, what does that make me? I asked you how I was playing drums, said it's too much stuff to carry. And what about the band? You said they're all having babies. Do you feel ashamed when you hear my Don't be a stranger.
It's Phoebe Bridgers live on listener-powered KEXP right here on the Midday Show. 90.3 FM. Thanks so much for playing that one. It's a lovely, lovely song. You just released a cover of a Manchester Orchestra song.
I did
really,
indeed.
Really digging that.
Thanks.
You said recently you want to be one of those artists that release an electronic album or a country album or something, and no one will be surprised. What do you have coming down the pike? Are you working on something new?
Yeah, I'm working on all kinds of stuff actually.
Uh-huh.
And I'm very excited to share it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Yeah. Thanks so much for sharing that unreleased song, though.
Oh, yeah.
Waiting Room. I really, really dug that as well.
Thanks.
So the next show, you're playing later today with Sylvan Esso down in Edgefield in Troutdale, Oregon, just outside of
Yeah.
Portland. Have a great, great show. Thanks so much for stopping by and playing here live on the air.
Yeah, thanks. I actually, I had like 5 of the KEXP, live at KEXP CDs when I was
Sure.
a kid. And it introduced me to like all my favorite bands. It was the first time I'd ever heard in the National. I think it was Start a War that they played. But yeah, I love your station, and thanks so much for having me.
Well, we love you and your music, and really appreciate all of you stopping by today and playing for us. Thanks.
Thanks.
Got tuned into listener-powered KEXP 90.3 FM.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.